Welcome to this incredibly joyful explainer. Today we are here to celebrate something really special. The exact moment a long-held, totally invisible vision finally crosses over into the waking world as a tangible, hold-in-your-hands physical object. We're going to explore this whole journey using a real-world example. And honestly, the mechanics behind how a dream actually crosses that boundary are absolutely fascinating. Picture this, because it's literally the best feeling in the world. Imagine picturing a thing in your mind for years, maybe even decades. You try to explain it to people and, well, you get those polite little nods, right? Some of them probably doubt you. They're secretly thinking it's never actually going to happen. But then, one morning, you wake up and it is real. Someone you have never even met is holding it in their hands. Despite all the odds, you did the hard thing. So today, we're asking the big question. What actually happens at that precise moment of crossover, when a dream stops just being a thought and becomes a very real object in the real world? Before we unravel that mystery, hey, if you are new here, you picked an incredibly good day to show up. We are literally looking at a celebration of creation today, so make sure to hit follow and subscribe so you don't miss the journey ahead. Trust me, we have a lot of ground to cover. Okay, let's dive right in. The reason this topic is absolutely vital is that every single listener right now, yes, you are carrying around a detailed version of your life that you just haven't built yet. Everyone has something sitting in that weird in-between state. Maybe it's a book you've been outlining in your head, a business you want to start, a huge move across the country, or even a song you haven't recorded yet. There's this vast distance between picturing a thing and actually holding it. But today's explainer is living proof that crossing this distance is one of the most satisfying things a human being can do. And the best part? The process is completely learnable. So how did we get here? We can actually map this crossover by looking at the road it took, moving through 4 distinct phases in the source material. First, in the early days, it was really just about finding a voice, figuring out dream symbols and the gates of dreaming. Second, getting bold right around the end of Season 1, asking these massive questions about splitting timelines and the very fabric of reality. That led directly to the third step, taking a massive leap of crowdfunding trust with a Kickstarter campaign. And finally, the fourth step, the quiet months that followed. Now, from the outside during this phase, total crickets. The feed just went quiet. It looked like absolutely nothing was happening. But on the inside, that is where the actual building was taking place. The silence wasn't a hardship. It wasn't the dream stalling out. No, it was grueling line edits. It was continuity passes, making sure things actually made sense from a dozen chapters ago. It was reading chapter 40 over and over again until it was perfect. Or, well, until the author was completely sick of looking at it. That is the delightfully finicky, completely unwatchable work of actually getting the thing built. And this actually ties perfectly into the core story canon of the series we're looking at. If you follow the lore, you know the protagonist, Phillip Aisling, discovers something profound about the boundary between the dream realm and waking life. He figures out that what happens in a dream doesn't just stay politely inside the dream. The hardest skill isn't reaching impossible places. The true challenge is holding on to the magic once you cross back over the boundary into reality. Creating a physical object from a mental image, it's the exact same trick, just performed at a different scale. Which brings us to the absolute peak of the mountain today, guys. The specific dream this project has been tracking has officially crossed over. The Dreams of Phillip Aisling and the Lucid Multiverse is out in the actual world this week. Book 2 exists. It's no longer just an idea floating out there in the ether. It is a physical object you can hold in your hands, and you can explore everything about it right now at philipaisling.com. But we really need to pause here in sincere, deep gratitude to the people who made that crossing possible. This object exists because of the Kickstarter backers whose names are now permanently printed inside this book. Seriously, think about that dynamic for a second. These are people who placed their complete trust in a story before a single word of it was even written. They funded an invisible idea. And because of that profound leap of faith, they're now permanently part of the physical object itself. So here is the absolute crucial takeaway from all this. Dreams do not magically become real at the finish line. The finish line is just where the becoming becomes visible to everyone else. Dreams actually become real in that invisible middle. They become real in those unglamorous repetitions that nobody applauds, in those quiet little spaces where you have absolutely no audience. And this brings us to a really key intellectual insight for this explainer. When you hold a finished dream in your hands, it is remarkably easy to assume it was just destined to be there. But the truth? No one was chosen. There was no special invitation handed out, no magic gift, and definitely no prophecy. There was just a person, who made a decision and kept showing up in private, day after day, doing the work. Which proves exactly what the source material has been claiming from day one. Whether you're building a physical book or practicing the art of lucid dreaming, it is not a magical talent handed down to a special few. It's a practice. It's a skill built by simply showing up. It is available to anyone, and I mean absolutely anyone, who is willing to sit down and do the boring part for a long time. Creating a book in the real world and mastering the practice of lucidity, they make the exact same argument. So if your own personal dream feels a bit quiet right now, I want to offer you 2 quick steps as some gentle guidance. First, recognize that invisible is not the same as stopped. If you are in the quiet, unwatchable phase, that is actually a fantastic sign. It means you're in the phase where things actually get built. Second, name your dream out loud, or just write it down on paper. Naming what you're carrying moves it out of the fog and firmly into the category of things that actually get finished. Okay, as we take a warm exhale here and look out at the view from the top of this mountain, I really want you to remember this incredibly happy truth. Finishing one dream doesn't mean the journey is over. The dream doesn't disappear. It multiplies. You finish one, and it immediately reveals 3 more doors down the hallway that you never even noticed before. And the best part is, you now have the experiential knowledge and the absolute confidence to walk right through them. The existence of a physical book like this, it's a win for literally everyone listening. Why? Because every dream that comes true is evidence. It proves that the crossing works. It reminds us that being in the messy, unglamorous mid-journey is actually a fantastic place to be. You are right where you need to be, so please, whatever you do, keep going, because a tangible reality like this book is exactly what the other side looks like. So before we wrap up today, I really want you to sit with this provocative question. Think about everything we've just covered. What is the dream you are still in the middle of? Whether you want to send it in to us, drop a comment down below, or just write it down on a piece of paper in secret where only you can see it, I challenge you. Name the dream you are actively building right now. To see the tangible results of the dream we celebrated today, head on over to philipaisling.com. Make sure to like and share this explainer with anyone who might need a little reminder to keep building. And definitely join us next week for a very special, heartwarming conversation with a 9-year-old reader, a real kid who actually read the book, which, let's be honest, is the whole entire point of making it in the first place. But before you go, look at that piece of paper where you wrote your dream down. The quiet building phase starts today. Are you ready to cross the boundary? Until next time, sweet lucid dreams.